What's up guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about public beta update 55 and 56 for Lethal Company. This video was originally going to be me complaining about the new updates. However, with version 56 came some changes that I think needed to happen to make the game a lot more playable with specific entities like the Kidnapper Fox. With that out of the way, let's get right into it. The version 55 update added a few new things. These include the company cruiser and the magnet, which is purchasable from the store, the Kidnapper Fox, the Barber, and the Vein Shroud, which are three new entities found in the game. One of them isn't really an enemy, but is connected to the Kidnapper Fox. And then they also added the Weed Killer, which is another new purchasable item, which is used to get rid of the Vein Shroud as well as repair the company cruiser. The Kidnapper Fox, in my opinion, is one of the coolest designed creatures in this game. They are a fox-like entity with a sideways head. The Kidnapper Fox will target players and grab them with their long, sticky tongue and attempt to drag them over to the nearest Vein Shrouds. There, they will then rip the player's head off, killing them instantly. The Kidnapper Fox will only spawn if there are Vein Shrouds on the moon, as well as only kill you if they can drag you into Vein Shrouds, or if you hit them with your shovel. Since Vein Shrouds only grow every single time the quota resets, if you manage to get rid of the Vein Shrouds on a moon using Weed Killer, you can go back to that moon without any worry of the Kidnapper Fox being there. In version 55, the Kidnapper Fox was a huge problem. With certain moons like Titan, where there was only one way to get up to the facility, the Kidnapper Fox had a almost guaranteed chance to spawn in those spots, so it made it pretty much impossible to get to the facility without someone getting killed by the fox. What I was going to be complaining about in this video, because it was a real issue. Many times where we would go to Titan and not be able to get into the facility because the Kidnapper Fox was right there in the way, and it kills so fast that it could just wipe out your entire crew before even getting close to the facility. As well as on moons like Rend and Dine, the Vein Shrouds would be spawned in when we arrive, and they had grown right where the ship lands. So the minute you touch down, you are already in the Vein Shrouds. The Kidnapper Fox is already there, and you're basically just guaranteed to lose at least one crewmate there and one crewmate on the way back. However, with version 56, the Kidnapper Fox will now no longer enter the ship to attack employees, and its dragging speed around the ship is now the same as it is everywhere else. Before, I think it used to be a little faster. Also updated in patch 56, the Fox will now no longer kill an employee if they are close to a fox's nest, this being the Vein Shrouds. If you are far enough away from the Vein Shrouds, you are almost guaranteed to be saved if you can find a shovel or you have a friend with you and hit the fox's tongue. It is a huge nerf to the stopping power of the fox. No longer are the days of the Kidnapper Fox wiping your entire team before you even get into the facility. This is one thing I'm going to test for myself, and that is if the Kidnapper Fox is still a guaranteed spawn on the Titan staircase. Because if it is, that means Titan is almost assuredly one of the worst places to go out of the three high-tiered moons, not including Artifice, as that moon is a tier even above those three. Up next is the Barber. Honestly, this is a really weird entity to get added to this game. There are two different types of barbers. There is the normal, and then there is the Master Barber, which is the quote-unquote leader of every other barber on the map, leading the charge and syncing every other barber to their music. The reason it states this, because every time it moves, the Master Barber plays one of 5 parade sound effects. This is what's known as its music. The barber can spawn alone or in a group of 2, and be found by simply listening to the music that plays, as when it takes a step, the note it plays is incredibly loud and can be heard through the majority of the facility. When one of the barbers get close to you, it'll play a snare build-up sound, which sounds like a rolling on a snare, and then when it attacks, it plays the sound of scissors cutting. Barber also doesn't have any other states other than attacking, as it is always lunging towards the nearest employee on the map, similar to the Hygro Deer. A couple of other things to note about the Barber is that it is invincible, unable to be killed by any means, it can be stunned, and it has the smallest bestiary entry in the entire game at only 3 sentences. And finally, the Barber cannot open doors, so that is probably the easiest way to deal with it. The last thing that I want to talk about is the company cruiser. I like the car. I think it's fun. I think it's a good addition. However, I think it needs to be tweaked and changed just a little bit because it is not a fun thing to have to drive. It is incredibly difficult to control. You have to manage your inputs incredibly well because when you hold forward to accelerate, in order to decelerate any amount, you have to hold the reverse button. It doesn't just decelerate when you let go of the forward key. Now, this could be changed in version 56. I have yet to test it. Other thing is the turning works the same way. In order to turn from going left to going straight, you have to actually turn the wheel, which that alone isn't a problem, but mixed with how it feels to drive and how slippery it is and how easy it is to lose control, it just makes everything more tedious and makes spending the 400 credits on this car a little harder to do every time. Now, that's really all I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to take a short amount of time to talk about the update, how I feel about the enemies, and the cruiser itself. Probably the biggest thing in this update that most people are looking forward to. In general, the update is really good. There's some things I think that could be tweaked. I think the Barber needs to be changed a little bit. He's pretty boring, and I'm kind of tired of all of these enemies just insta-killing you, especially the ones that you can't kill, like the Barber, because he's invincible. And I think that the car needs to be tweaked just a little bit. I'm not too worried about the Kidnapper Fox anymore, as that was changed in version 56, so that's fine now. I think that's at a good spot. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a comment down below what you guys think of the update, and I'll respond. We can talk a little bit about how people feel, and I will see you all in the next one.